Hello, welcome. We're going to talk about, in this video, opening the third eye and making deep changes. Well, we all seek ways to make changes in our lives, to improve them. We go through many different processes. We do all sorts of things to increase our abilities, to enhance our productivity, and to build our lives. We all walk these different trails, and we all choose our paths. So, out here on the edge of the forest, we're going to talk about how to improve your life and open your third eye. And it's going to be one of many videos upcoming. And as always, there will be a link beneath this video, and this link will take you to a wonderful site that has great subliminal messaging for all areas of your life. So many things, so many possibilities. Well, perhaps not all areas, but for many of your most profound areas: financial, relationship, opening your third eye, improving your third eye's functionality, and all types of subliminal messaging, programming, image reinforcement, building your manifestation abilities, and all that, and many other things. So go down below, check it out, and enjoy. And without further ado, let's get to the work. So the work we're doing today is going to be intonation. The intonation are ancient methods of opening your third eye. Many people used to go out and attune to nature. Attuning to nature is a meditation with natural sounds like the birds, the crickets, the grasshoppers, and these all had like a stereo effect on you as you meditated, and they would vibrate and gently, gently vibrate and gently caress your pineal gland or third eye. And your third eye would vibrate, actually, and the resonation and your awareness and your attunement and your connection to the universe itself would greatly expand. And so natural meditations are wonderful things. Sitting on the earth and meditating to the sounds of nature is an incredible third eye tool. And that's the ancient ways. And the modern version of that is binaural beats and subliminal messaging. Your subconscious mind is the driving force in your life. Hollywood commercials just put all kinds of filth in your head and all types of stuff to destroy you and bring you down and make you buy things and shop and everything else and control you. And so when you start opening your third eye, you're going to become aware of the manipulation. And everything's manipulation, from the car you drive to the shoes you wear to who you marry to what you think. You've all been manipulated and programmed for that. The schools program you, the education system. Have you ever wondered why the super rich that give you all the laws and control everything in your society dump all these rules and regulations on your school and send all of your kids to these public schools, but they don't put their kids in public school? And the elite and the next layer of the elite and the controlling parties, they don't send their kids to public school. They send their kids to real schools where they can learn real stuff that greatly enhances their life. But they expect your kids to stay in the public school system where only 1 to 2% of them will be siphoned off, and the rest of them will have mediocre lives and become the tax-burdened slaves, roughly. Well, yeah, that's the way the world works. It has always been that way, and that's just the way it is. You become more and more aware of that, but enough about politics. Let's get to the work ahead and opening your third eye. Your third eye is a wonderful thing. It's a pineal gland. It's roughly the size of a grain of rice. Pretty small, huh? But dynamite comes in a small package too, doesn't it? Big changes come in small packages. Thoughts become things. Remember that. A thought is a tiny, tiny particle. In the ancients, they had this rule where the life particle itself was the smallest and lightest of all particles. And, and it was this life particle itself was the tiniest, lightest particle. and such. Now, one of the ways in which you open your third eye is the old joke everybody jokes about. It was made a joke to keep you from using it, to belittle it, to cause you to undermine its effectiveness. And this joke, so to speak, that everyone talks about, is a classic sound. I mean, it's so freaking classic and so maligned, slanderized, cut down, hidden in plain open sight, put in every type of tag can be hung on this letter that it possibly can freaking hang on it, and the sound is O. The letter O. And you hear all types of jokes and everything else about the big O, and all these other filthy terms and everything else is hung onto it, referring to perversion. They slanderize it, they pervert it, they joke about it, they belittle it, and that's all to make it shrink in importance in your mind so you don't use it, or you think it won't work, or you think it's just a joke, because you're programmed to think it's a joke. You're programmed to think it won't work. You're programmed to belittle it. And that sound is It starts out with the O. See the and that M, the rolling M. So you start out with the O-M. So the first thing in opening your third eye is the O and then the M. That's your first sound. You got that O in there. And they don't want you to use that. So they slanderize it, malign it, and everything else. And so when you look and you see that letter, the O-M, O-M, that's going to vibrate your third eye. That's going to start working your midbrain. That's going to start working on that pineal gland. That's going to start vibrating it, making it, it's like lifting weights with it. Okay? They don't want you to lift weights with it. They don't want it to become stronger. They don't want you to build it. And that's the reason they malign it so much. You've seen it. How many jokes, how many things are on the O, the big O, and all the other stuff? TV, commercials, everything else. Perversion hung on the letter O and everything else. But the letter O is not perverse. The perverse is a negative effect. So negativity stops people cold in their tracks. They're afraid. Look at the many terms. Many terms are invented by people to control you, manipulate you, and get you to behave in a certain way. It's like the same way in which they put a curb on the street so you won't drive up on the sidewalk. Well, these words are curbs. Words are obstructions. Words and terms are ways to manipulate and control you. You see it all over the place. From how to behave, behavior, politically correctness. Okay, the school teaches you all this stuff to brainwash you. That's where your brainwashing starts, is in public school. They teach you to be nice, while they themselves are not nice. They are not nice. The group that is belittling you and that is programming you to be nice are not nice. Good in classic literature always defeats evil. But in the real world, look around you. How many nations were destroyed by certain other nations of certain religions, and that these religions are violent, evil, wicked, and yet they always say, well, you invaded us. But no, actually they took over from this one group that was part of your group, and you did not do anything in ancient times. And so the group of one religion was conquered and murdered and killed off by the groups of this other religion, Religion B. Religion B takes its territory, holds it for hundreds of years, and when Group A is starting to build back up and fight back, and Group B is still steadily attacking, never stops attack. Group B attacks, murders, kills, chops up, maligns everybody that don't believe their way. And Group B has grown this enormous potential and has invaded all the homelands and all the territories of Group A. And Group A starts fighting back. Then Group B starts crying around about, you have to do this and you have to do that. And you have to be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. And they use every tactic and everything to control you, manipulate you, and you're brainwashed to believe that by Group C. Group C has been manipulating and created the religions of Group A and Group B and used them systematically to destroy each other. Okay, you getting the picture? It's all manipulation. So you don't have to be nice. You don't have to obey the manipulation. Everything you've ever learned you can consider subjective. It's not real. It's manipulation. It's embedded with brainwashing. Question everything. That's your first step in obtaining enlightenment. Nothing you know is verified. How much of it did you actually see? Did you actually witness? How much of it are you a personal witness to and know without a shadow of a doubt? Not third party, not fourth party. Everything you learned in school is fourth party information and censored. Look at the pictures NASA gives you. Look at the newspaper articles. Look how the newspapers slant stories. Everything has a spin on it and is manipulated to cause you to react in a certain way. So question everything. Everything they taught you, everything you know is bullshit. Pardon the French. But bull malarkey is all over everything. You've been manipulated. So, and that's why Group C has manipulated the ancient past. And they do not want you to develop. They do not want you to awake. They do not want you to witness the truth. They do not want you to start to be able to verify your own information, to see what you cannot see, to hear and develop senses and extrasensory senses that can give you information and knowledge that you cannot get any other way. They want to deny you of that. They want to control you. There's enormous profitability in totally controlling you. There's enormous potential in keeping you an ignorant slave, in keeping you brainwashed, in keeping you manipulated into their obedience. Group C has enormous profit. And above Group C sits Group D, who are the masters of Group C. And Group C is like a gigantic, a pyramid scheme, right? It all goes up to the top. And each group and each layer above that first layer, Group C, Group D, Group E, is smaller than Group. You see, each one of these other groups is smaller and more elite than the group beneath it, who are the workers of that group. And so it's organized like an army. The commander-in-chief tells the circle of generals what to do. The generals relay it down to the lower generals, who relay it down, say the 4 generals at the top, 5 generals at the top, relay it down to the 20 generals beneath them. Those 20 generals go out and relay it down to the majors. The 500 majors go down and relay it down to the 1,000 captains. The 1,000 captains go and relay it down to the 20,000 lieutenants, who relay it down to the 4 million men underneath them. And that's how these groups work. So you have this basic system roughly like that. And that's pretty much what you're up looking at. And all these millions of workers underneath them are Group C. The millions and millions of Group C workers are there to manipulate, control you, control and pull every lever in the society that your ancestors built. They've taken over. And there are millions and millions of servants and brainwashed minions are pulling the levers. And they even make a joke about minions. But minions are real. Minions are like the henchmen. Minions are the G-men. And they're out there all over the place. You see them everywhere. They're in your everyday life. They're like block captains walking around. And they keep an eye on you. They listen to everything. They're the spies of the Group C. So they want to know, report what's going on here, report what's going on there. And all the reports go, well, we got trouble here, we got trouble there, we got trouble there. And that's what they do. And so you're up against a massive army that's set there to brainwash you, control you, and control your entire society. They profit off your wars. They profit off everything. And that's the honest truth of it all. It's all manipulation. Question everything. Accept the fact that nothing you know is true or real. Every term that you've ever had leveled on you, or every ism or ology or whatever, should be viewed and reconsidered. Every proven belief. A belief is something you have faith in and believe, but a belief is not actually a fact. There's a difference between believing and knowing. When you know something to be true, it's different than believing something to be true. I believe it may rain this week. I don't know it's going to rain this week, but I believe it just might rain this week. I could be wrong. I could be right. It may or may not rain. It hasn't so far. And this is the last day of this week. So, what's it going to be? Rain or no rain? I believe it may rain yet this week, but it hasn't yet. So, that's a belief. I know water is flowing in this creek. I know it because I can verify. I can see it. I'm here at the creek. The water is flowing. I can touch it. I can hear it. And if I so chose, I could drink it. I'd boil it and filter it first. But yeah, that's knowing. I know there's water in this creek, but I don't know that it's going to rain. I don't know that it'll rain today. I don't know it will rain this afternoon. I believe it might. But I could be just as wrong. A belief is something you don't really know. You're not exactly looking at. A fact is a fact. There's subjective and factual. Anything that's not factual is subjective. And they manipulate the heck out of the subjective. And they push off many subjective things, which is terminology, as factual, even though it may not. Everything anyone does, every scholar, everything like that, are opinions. Everything I'm telling you is an opinion. My opinion. You're entitled to your own opinions. And more power to you. Opinions are opinions. Every theology was written after the facts. Every holy book, except for a couple, were written long after the facts. And we know how stories get changed when they're passed down verbally, and all this stuff was passed down verbally. And then it was passed down by people and written down by people who discarded the bulk of it and wrote down what they wanted. They wrote down what they wanted and passed on to you, and they all had an agenda, and all of them got wealthy off of it. And all of them used it for manipulation. And the world suffers because of these people manipulating these ologies and passing them down as abject truth from the very word and mouth of God, and there was nobody involved, and God came down and wrote it on rock and gave it to them and all this stuff, right? But have you ever seen the writing on the rock? Has anyone you know actually seen it? No. It's all subjective. It's not real. It's opinion. It's belief. That's the weakness of religions. Religions are beliefs. Beliefs are not real, not factual. You should question everything. From every religious opinion you have, everything they've ever taught you in school, you should consider what's their angle on it. Like the mafias of old, they get a cut out of everything. Everything they get a cut out of. What's their cut? What's in it for them, right? Now, these are just a few angles on it. There'll be more videos on this kind of stuff later. And now that we've established a little groundwork about how they disguise and how they manipulate, how they control, and the basic rough arrangement, you have a generalization of an idea what you're up against. Now, at this point, you've heard my opinion on it. You've heard what I see. You've heard what I've witnessed in my lifetime. And now it's time for us to begin the journey. The first sound is O-M. And you know all the jokes and all the misinformation and all the twisting on the letter O itself. That's to belittle it in your mind. Now, we're going to use the word Om. Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you, Hindus. Thank you, India. Thank you, Indian people, for preserving that for us, so that we'll be able to awaken one day. Hinduism and the oldest religion on earth, people. It's the oldest religion on earth. It's been attacked and maligned and so persecuted and prosecuted and so joked about. But the guardians of the gateway to higher consciousness, the gurus and all that, have given up so much for so long and suffered so much to protect those sacred sounds, to help you, to help the world. Thank you, Hindus, for that. Thank you. Now, without further ado, we'll move on to the next sound. And this sound is going to be the O again. We've already did the O-M with the long M. Now we're going to do the O as in so, mo, do. But we're going to use the classic. We're going to use the classic throw. 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 Don't that feel good? Most religions do not have an experiential base. Very few religions in the world today have a spiritual exploration built into them where you can actually experiment, develop, and use spirituality and use your spiritual senses. Hinduism has that. Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Shinto, all of these ancient beliefs go back to connecting with the bird that's inside the cage. You're like a bird inside the cage. Today, we live just taking care of our polishing the cage. Everything's about the cage, the body. But you're not your body. You're not your body. Your body and your spirit and you're your spirit. You're a living spirit having a physical existence. And that's one of the things they don't want you to know. And that's when you have all these religions that the very people who promote these religions don't practice. If you look in the Vatican, you'll see all over the place in there, they have a huge pine cone out there in the courtyard and all that. That refers to the pineal gland that they don't want you to know about. But that's the source of all this. Only on the upper highest levels do they allow anyone to work with the pineal gland, roughly. Everything else is about keeping it down and keeping you subdued, keeping you... They took more out of the ancient religions that you have today than they left in. Christianity, all these Judeo-Christian, Islamic religions have been gutted. More was taken out of them than was left in, and that's for control. But Judaism, they actually teach their people many ancient secrets. I'll hand it to her from that. Way to go, guys. But Judaism has the Torah, and they have many other books besides that they teach in the rabbinical line. Christianity, well, more was taken out of Christianity than was left in. You know, that's just a plain hard truth. And now it has a gutted out system. Islam is the same way. Islam, more was taken out of Islam than was left in. When they wrote 300 years after Muhammad died, they took from something like 600,000 books and pages and only put in 6,000 of it. The same is true with Christianity. Out of millions of pages of Christianity and Gnosis and all that, they only kept like 66 books, the official canon. And so they streamlined these, but they kept these other books called Apocrypha in both religions, in Islam and in Christianity. They kept the ancient books for themselves, and to the masses, they gave limited knowledge. So the guy who knows more has an edge over the guy who knows less. And so they trade off a secret here, they trade off a secret there. You know how it works. The same way when you walk in the car lot, same deal. You know, I want a blue car, but you look so much better in the red car, right? Okay. And so eventually you're in the car lot, and then a couple of days later, you're like, wait a minute, I was going to buy the blue car, now I'm driving around the red car. What the heck happened, right? Okay, well, that's how everything works. You're manipulated. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any religion or whatever. It's just that you need to develop your spiritual base. And that's one of the things they do. They took all this information out because, hey, how would they get the money to build those things if everybody knew the same? If everybody had the same knowledge as a priest, what's the use of having a priest, right? If everybody had the same understanding and knowledge and abilities as the clergy, you wouldn't need a clergy. There wouldn't be a clergy. So, hey, if everybody had free aspirin, you couldn't sell an aspirin, right? All right, then. That's roughly how it works, I guess. That's my take on it. But The next sound we're going to go to is a hard A. This is your third sound. So we covered the the O-M. Then we covered the O, which is the throw. And we covered the and throw. Now, step 3 in this process. We're going to go with the hard A. But we're going to use, like in day, say, ray, bay. But we're going to use the classic month of May. It's the most common. But, you know, they say go with May because you got the M on it and all that, you know, and I go with, well, what's wrong with day or say? Those are just equal, yeah, but the S and the D are not, yeah. But you're going with a hard A anyway. So they say go with the May because it has the M, and the M rolls the midbrain. So you start out rolling the midbrain and you go to the hard A, which goes directly to the third eye and pineal gland. So let's go. May. May. Well, how was that? That's that hard A sound. That's like, oh, that just hits the third eye like a rocket sled on wheels, don't it? All right, now. So now on to the hard work. We're going to do all of it together, and this will be the final step of the video. And this is going to put your third eye pineal gland like lifting, building your biceps, right? It's going to be like lifting weights. It's going to be like going on that 5-mile jog to get your wind up. Now, we're going to put all 3 of these sounds together, and what we're going to do is we're going to do each one of them 6 to 10 times. And then we'll start with we'll do that 6 to 10 times. Then we're going to start with May, as you were. That's where we're going to end there. So we're going to go throw, May. Throw, May. And we're going to do these sounds 6 times each. And we're going to accent on the rolling M's. Then we're going to accent on the O's. Then we're going to accent on the A's. And so when we do these 3 exercises, made a little typo in there. And We're going to put all three of these together. We're going to say them each 6 to 10 times each, and this is going to be the wrap up of the video. And this will be a nice workout for your third eye. So we're going to start it out. We're going to go 6 times each roughly, and we're going to start out with the OM. Here we go. Take a deep breath, relax, shake it off, and get ready for the workout, folks. Let's go. Shake it off. Take a deep breath. Now get ready for throw. Throw. Oh, felt good, didn't it? Now we're going to go on to May. Oh, it felt good, didn't it? Remember, make each one of those sounds 6 to 10 times. Oh, make that sound 6 to 10 times. Make that sound 6 to 10 times. And that's going to help you get ready for some serious subliminal work, opening your third eye, improve your meditations, and it's going to build your intuition, and your whole life will start to change, and you'll start finding yourself with capabilities you didn't know you had. And there'll be a link down beneath here for you to get some marvelous, marvelous tools. And these tools will look for many areas of your life. It's going to be subliminal messaging and that sort of thing. And check the site out, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you all on the other side. Everybody have a marvelous, marvelous, wonderful time, and great journey, people. Thanks for watching.